Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Gray Productions. I want to be co-host. My name is Robin. Today, finale, the finito. Today's show is the 2023 Plummies. As you can see, we're just fantastic. As always, everybody's like $1 million. Ryan, $1 million. Benny, $1 zillion. Please forget about it. My plums are exploding. Anyway, alongside me is a man who famously trashed T2 because cousin Benny, how you feeling?
It's a beautiful night. I mean, the stars are out. Just happy to be here. Let's see. Maybe that T2 score comes up tonight. Stay tuned.
Ooh, that's what they call teasing the biz. And alongside me and Benny is a man who is the number one person in the Tiny Lester fan club. Our good friend and co-host, Ryan. How we feeling?
Feeling good. I was feeling good until you just insulted me like that.
That's not it. So that's a good thing. There's
Wow.
only it's one. You're one of one.
That's fair. I'm president and founder. Um, so yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch, and like he said again, this is the 2023 Plummy Awards, where we're going to hopefully do a lot of fun things. Now, if you're for some reason new to the show, just this week, what we normally do is take a movie that one or all of us haven't seen. Typically, they're popular movies from the last 30, 40 years, and watch them, talk about them, and that's pretty much it. And it's awesome and it's fun. So if this is your first week, go back and check out some movies that you maybe like or haven't seen, watch them and let us know. As far as connecting with us, we're on Instagram. Let the Boys Watch Pod. All right, good.
Yeah.
My notes are somewhere. And send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. Stuff's in the show notes, so you don't even have to listen to me. Um, send us an email about the Plummies, about a movie we've reviewed or movies that are coming up. Every Friday, we typically have a vote. The last couple weeks with the holidays are kind of, whatever. We're doing whatever we want, including the Plummies. So for those of you that have been along with us on this ride, thank you so much for your support this past, I don't know, when did we start? I don't even remember.
But we started with Succession.
Right.
So we watched the first 10 episodes of Succession, and then we went right from there into watching these movies.
Yeah.
So
So
end of March.
end of March. Thank you. Thank you. So it's been an awesome couple months. Watched a lot of, I mean, we watched Succession, but we watched a lot of good movies. And we appreciate everyone that's been hanging out with us this whole time. All the emails that have come in, the guest stars, can't forget them. So if you want to participate with us in 2024, send us an email, follow us on Instagram, send us a DM, send us a text because you probably know us if you're listening to this. We definitely love the interaction. We love having people on. We love all of you. So much appreciated. Um, Anything you guys want to say to the fans before we get going on it with all our extravaganza?
Yeah, I mean, you summed it up great, but it's just fun doing this podcast and then having people react. Would wish they would send an email into the show so we could talk about it on there, but people pop in and say, why did you score at that? I can't believe you didn't see, that so and so movie. Me and Robbie saw Brian a couple of weeks ago, and he was going off on like all the different movies we saw. He's so happy that I finally saw a bunch of them. So please, I mean, if you've listened to the show, we love hearing your thoughts and would love any recommendations you have. I think Brian's got one coming up for us.
Nice. Robbie, anything from you?
No, I'll just reiterate what Benny said. I love doing it. Love coming up with movies. I love freaking out every week when people are voting and my movie's not getting picked. But I mean, I enjoy it. Like you guys said, recommendation would be nice. More emails would be nice. More fan interaction. But like I keep on saying, I love doing it with you guys. This brings me so much joy. So yeah, I love it, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for us.
Yeah. Hopefully, we finally get to watch and review Jugs on the Run.
I've been reviewing that since 6 months ago.
All right. So the plan today is we have a bunch of segments that we were cooking up in the lab the past couple weeks. Hopefully you guys like them. Please react, send us an email. What do you think? We're going to talk about our 5 lowest and 5 highest rated films of the year that we watched, not just in general. So we're not going to throw out a random movie that we didn't review, but that we loved. If there's a movie you loved this year that came out, let us know. We probably haven't seen it yet, so we'll watch it. Then we're going to, if we want, re-rate one. I don't know if there's some surprises in here or more movies from this past year. As we know, the scale is just evolving as we're doing these movies. And sometimes we wish maybe we rated something a little higher or a little lower. Maybe Robbie wants to come back and say Fifth Element sucked penis because Tiny Lister is my least favorite actor. I don't know. We'll
Preach
find out.
on
What was that?
Preach on it.
And then we're gonna do a draft. We'll kind of get into some of the particulars later, but we're gonna basically pick actors, writers, composers, a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get a bunch of people that we love together to maybe make the best squad to make a movie possible. Kind of a la fantasy football, but we'll talk about the particulars later when we get into it. So, anything before we get going, boys?
Excited to be here. Let's do it.
All right.
I do have something. I have a fan interaction. If you please,
Okay.
if I can play this. A very famous person had reached out and said, "Hey, Rob, I want to, interact with the fans and give a message to the Let the Boys Watch group." And I said, "Hey, sure." So if you
Yeah.
don't mind, Ryan, I'm going to play this message.
Please.
How do I got to go audio settings
Yes.
and go to high,
Um,
background noise suppression? Correct, right?
yes, I believe so.
Okay, gonna get this up. Okay, here it is. This is a fan, and let's see what he has to say.
Hey, let the boys watch. Let the boys watch. Let the boys watch. Yes, it's the Let the Boys Watch EOY Award Show. The Plummies. The Plummies. Sorry, that's right. And we got to give congratulations to all the boys out here, But Ryan, why did you give Shawshank Redemption such a low rating? That is a great movie. And Cousin Benny, why do you hate T2? I mean, Terminator 2 is good. It's not like it's Terminator Salvation, one of the worst goddamn motherfucking movies ever made. I mean, we're talking T2, the top. And then you got Robbie giving Pulp Fiction a 9.8. Is that out of 10? That's a good score if it's out of 10, but if it's out of 100, are you fucking on drugs? I mean, what are you guys doing? What the fuck? Let the boys watch. Let the boys watch. Well, it's on to the Plummies. Let's fucking go.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my God.
Ah,
The fucking tank.
Watch. Let the boy.
oh, the
Impressive.
tank.
Wow, Frank the Tank. I mean, listen, I've spotted him at Mets games a few times. Wanted to go up and get him on the pod. So Robbie, I'm very happy that you finally wrangled him down.
Well, I couldn't believe it. He reached out to me. He said, I'm a Mets fan, or Benny's a Mets fan. I wanted to give a special thanks, for all the entertainment you guys provided this entire year. I said, Frank, whatever you want, babe. And he came on here. But I do have a backstory to this
Go ahead.
because I went on Cameo and I said, I want to surprise the cuz. I want to give the cuz something special. So I reached out to Keith Hernandez.
Oh,
And let me tell you something right now. Keith Hernandez, you can go fuck yourself because you're on my shit list. You're on the Mount Rushmore of hate. So it's a couple people, Uncle Frank and Keith Hernandez now. So the Mount Rushmore is complete. I reached out to him. you can only do a couple of characters on Cameo, right? So if I'm writing the description down, you can only do like 250 characters. So everything I wanted to say didn't fit in. So to write more, you have to pay more money. And I'm like, absolutely not. I mean, Keith's $175 already as it is. Take a fucking scratch. So my descriptions were basically end of year Plummy Awards, Ryan Shawshank 9.8, Benny T2, Why Does It Stink? Robbie Pulp Fiction 9.8. Benny's a huge Met fan. Talk about that. And then I put Tiny Lester, period. And he wrote back to me. He wrote back to me, I don't do podcast cameo videos. Request unclear. So I fucking canceled him. And then I got the tang because I couldn't find anybody else because I spent about 6 hours trying to find somebody. So my gift to you for the end of the year, Plummies.
I mean, fantastic. That was the most coherent I've ever heard Frank. So, I mean, just we got to find a way to get that up on the Instagram. Maybe record it and splice it into the pod so we hear the whole thing because I think cut out a time or two. But wow, what a surprise! I mean, you'll never know what you're going to see on the Plummies.
That's true.
Please, that's fucking fantastic.
My goodness.
We said the stars were out, and we were not lying.
Not lying. That's a fucking supernova.
Hope you're surprised, Ryan. Last time I surprised you was when I said we had an ad read on Going Gray, and it was Major League Dick. So hopefully this is better than that.
Robbie, you're too good to us. Thank you.
Welcome.
So should we get into it, Benny? I think you have some data. I think you were in the computer lab crunching numbers.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those of you that don't know, which is all of you, because it's really only shared between the three of us, my beautiful wife, Aya, keeps track of all of our scores habitually. So I went into that Google spreadsheet and averaged all of our scores for all the movies, and I came up with our top 5 and our bottom 5. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but once I'm done, if you guys have any comments on them, please, feel free. Right off the bat, our bottom 5 starts with The Fifth Element at 7.86. Robbie, hang on, we'll get there. We'll get to the Tiny Lester hate. Coming at number 4 is A Few Good Men at 7.6. Almost Famous at 7.46. Rudy at 7.33. And The Killer was our lowest overall score at 7.23. I think if I could change where one of these movies sits on the list, it'd probably be Almost Famous for me. I think it deserved a little bit better. But I think that was early on when we were kind of figuring out our scales, and it just kind of was a victim of not knowing where our scale was.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you both know that I would hope Fifth Element was higher than that, but I understand. It's the average of the three of us, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, Almost Famous probably should have been off this.
Yeah, I think it deserved better.
Whatever.
Any thoughts, Robbie?
Figuring it out. We didn't know what we were doing.
I could probably. I mean, I respect it. There's a lot of good performances in that movie, a lot of good actors in that movie. Overall, it's a good movie. To be bottom 5, I don't think it should be. But like you said, we were trying to figure out what we were doing. I guess I was trying to be, a little Siskel and Ebert. But as you could see, I just give everything fucking 10, so it doesn't really matter anymore. But yeah, that should definitely be out of the bottom 5. Fifth Element should be, sent off to fucking Saturn or Pluto or something like that, or Uranus. I don't even care. I mean,
put it in your Uranus.
Please, it's big enough. The only thing that saved that movie to me was Bruce Wilson, Chris Tucker, and Mila Jovovich. I mean, that's basically everybody, so I'm just contradicting myself.
The only thing that saved it was the main actors.
Yeah, the only basically
the people that were on the screen for 98% of the time.
Yeah, but Tiny Lester and the beginning almost killed it for me. So other than that, it was good.
But also, how many movies did we do? Like total? Do you have a total number? If you're looking at a spreadsheet?
That's a great question to ask. It's around 23. Oh, I got a little spit came out.
Yeah.
Around 23 or 24, I think.
Right. So the sample size is pretty pretty small at this point, but I'm sure when we do the 2024 Plummies, some of these things will change with, I guess, maybe 52 more. We'll see.
Yep. So should we move to the top 5?
Why not?
Let's do it. Pretty solid list here, but I gotta say something snuck in that it grinds my gears a little bit that it's on the list, but we talked about it. We all enjoyed it. So, but let's get to the list here. Number 5 was Saving Private Ryan at 9.4. Shawshank Redemption at number 4 with 9.6. Ryan, I mean, come on. There Will Be Blood was our number 3, 9.73. Pulp Fiction, Robbie, was 9.76. So very close between There Will Be Blood and Pulp Fiction. But number 1, I mean, if you were paying attention last week, you are probably not shocked, but it just, coming in with all these prestige dramas, number 1 looks a little strange, but we all loved it. It was Home Alone with an average score of 9.8. I mean, obviously, Ryan and Robbie both gave it a 10. I was a little further behind at 9.4, but you add it all up, it's a 9.8, and it takes home our top spot this year.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we could probably put an asterisk on that. Like, we love it, but yeah, it's not better than Pulp Fiction or Shawshank or something.
I mean, I kind of said it in the episode for Home Alone, but like, what more do you want out of that movie for what it is? It's hard not to give it a really high grade. Like,
Right.
I'm not here to judge it like I would Shawshank Redemption. Like, I'm not going to put down a comedy just because it's a comedy. So,
No, agree. And we did say it last week. I mean, all three of us, I know definitely Robbie and I, Benny, maybe not every year, but like we watch it every single year and love it every single time we watch it. So like, I guess you could. I mean, the scores speak for themselves, I guess.
yeah, I would say it's a pretty good top 5.
Think so.
I think so too.
I don't know if I mean, I'm sure there's probably a couple that could have been up there, but again, small sample size. I'm curious to see how the numbers continue to ebb and flow as we do more and more movies, because like our scales are gonna, I don't know, maybe change.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and it's cool to see how our opinions, if you look at the whole list of how our opinions are similar, like mine and Ryan's will be similar on some, and I'll have a couple movies bunched up in the same spots. Mine and Robbie's will be bunched up. It's nice looking at all the data. I know, Ryan, you made that little bar graph, but it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves. I mean, especially as we figure out our scales a little bit more. But, I mean, so far so good, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just like anything else, things evolve, things change, but that's what the Plummies are for. We can change our scores if we want. If we made an error.
Right. I have a little bonus list that I threw in here if you wanted to hear it real quick.
No,
I have
I don't
each
want to
one.
hear that shit.
All right, well, let's move on then.
No, I'm kidding. Of course I want to hear it.
I have all of our top 3s. So I'll start with Robbie because his actually ended up being a top 4 because he's got 4 movies tied at 10s. It was The Departed, Terminator 2, There Will Be Blood, and Home Alone. I mean, come on, 4. If I've only seen 4 10s in one spot that deserve more in California. My top 3 was Pulp Fiction at a 10, There Will Be Blood at a 10, and Shawshank at 9.8.
I mean, that's a fantastic top 3.
Thank you. Ryan's top 3 was Home Alone 10, Pulp Fiction 9.5, and Snatch 9.5. So a little bit of our different tastes showing through on our top 3s.
Love it. Robbie, I think Benny missed your prop when he was reading.
We did, but that's okay.
That's all right. You bring
I'll
it
do
out
it again.
later. Smoking a stove. It's the Plummies, babe. Smoke them if you got them.
It's the Plummies. I'm back in Vegas. The Rat Pack.
You didn't by chance, and it's all right if you didn't, because I don't think you did. Do everyone's lowest 3, did you?
I did not. I was going to, but I didn't want to
Okay.
take up the whole night with lists. I mean,
That's
we
fine.
got ScarJo waiting to come on stage soon, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
She's with you at your
Yeah, she's
place.
gonna walk out, I don't know, right through there at some point. So
All right, nice, beautiful, good for you. All right,
Wait,
so
we're not changing a score?
no, we are.
we are.
Oh, sorry.
But I wanted to do the lists first because I didn't want to recalculate on the fly. Someone said don't do math live, and that's a pretty good quote to live by.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
but somebody did say, fuck it. We'll do it
We'll do it
live.
live.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should say that. We have another cameo from that person.
No
Bill
way.
O'Reilly. No.
Oh my God. Well, we have George. Is it George Santos? He's coming on soon. So we got him as a $500 in a cameo.
Oh, fantastic.
Can you believe that motherfucker made that much money on Cameo? Who the
No,
fuck's paying that?
I can believe it because people are fucking crazy.
Anyway,
It's nuts.
so thank you, Benny, for crunching all those numbers. I love it. There's not much I love more than data and just analyzing data. I love it. I'm looking forward to when we have a larger data set next year. That's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
So speaking of changing films or changing the ratings of films, Robbie, does anyone want to go first? So what we're gonna do, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. What we're gonna do is everyone has the chance to change the rating they gave to one of the movies we watched. Maybe it's something we've been busting each other's balls on all for like fucking 8 weeks or whatever. You don't have to change. But who wants to go first?
Let me go first here.
Go ahead.
I had 3 movies that I wanted to change the score on, and they were all to make them a little bit lower. And the 2 that I was going to drop, and they were slight drops, so this is why I cut them off my list, were Saving Private Ryan and Reservoir Dogs. It was only going to be maybe 0.2 or 0.3 just to bring them down on my personal rankings a little bit. But I ended up settling on Jaws. I dropped it from 8.7 to 8.1. I still think it was a great movie for the time and it held up really well. But I feel like we've watched a lot of movies that maybe held up better. And I feel like the movies that were landing in that score range for me, I liked a lot more than Jaws. So I wanted to bring it down a little bit closer to T1 and T2, the dredges of movies, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, no, but I just felt like it kind of fit in that area of my rankings a little bit better. I still think it's a fantastic movie, and the innovations and the way that it held up after all these times. I mean, it could have easily been hokey or corny, but I think the fact that they spent so much of the movie on the boat together, and you got a lot of the interactions between those 3 guys, it was such a strong movie for me from that point. But like I said, I just think on what my scale has developed into, I think I would have rated a little bit lower.
Fair. Yeah. I kind of thought you were gonna make one higher, but that makes sense. I wonder if again with a larger bunch of ratings, if we'll want to change more. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as time goes on.
I did. And honestly, like, I had so much fun talking about T2. Like, honestly, that was one of the ones in contention for me to raise the score of. There were a couple I wanted to raise a little bit, but all in all, where things landed on my list, I was happy with kind of the order that they were in. And that was the one, T2 for me. Like, I wanted to raise the score a little bit, but I still thought that I personally liked T1 more. I just felt it was a more like story driven movie. And I loved that story. I loved how it was kind of almost a horror movie, and Sarah Connor wasn't insufferable in that movie. So I still wanted to keep it above T2. So to change the score of one and not the other wasn't really going to work for me.
Makes sense. Robbie, you want to go or you want me to go?
Yeah, because we could segue off of that because I am knocking down one of my 10s.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes, I am giving T2 a 9.4. I am taking
Well,
that out of my 10 because after giving it some thought, I think I premature ejaculated on that 10 because because there were parts in that movie thinking about it and going back where I wasn't as engaged as a movie that's a 10 for me would be. So There Will Be Blood, I was engaged the entire time. The Departed, I was engaged the entire time. Home Alone, I was engaged from start to finish. I mean, what a movie. But I think it's one of the best action movies of all time. Not gonna, sway from that opinion. But I don't think it's a perfect movie, and I don't think it's a 10, and I don't want it to be a 10. And I think I was just trying to be too cool for school, giving it a 10. But there were some times, like I said, where I was not engaged and I was checking my phone and I wasn't into it. And it was mainly, maybe probably during a couple Sarah Connor scenes, maybe even when they were in the desert talking to some random friends of theirs. I don't know. I don't know why I gave it a 10. Um, but I don't think it's a 10 for me. And I'm driving it back down to a 9.4 because I think it's one of the best action movies of all time, but it's not a perfect movie. And I don't want it to be on my list as a perfect movie. So I'm dropping that to a 9.4.
yeah, and like you said, man, it is really one of the greatest action movies. I mean, I can't deny. I mean, I gave it a lower score, but like I said, I had so much fun talking about it. As much as I liked T1 more, it was just like fun, and it was, them pushing every special effect to the brink. And I mean, please, you have Arnold say more than 3 lines. I mean, count me in. But yeah, I'm very surprised that you let the Pulp Fiction 9.8 stand, and I think it was an easy thing for you to do to just bump that up to a 10. But like Frank said, 9.8, it's a pretty fucking good score anyway. So
Of
I'm okay
course,
with that
it's a
change.
perfect movie. And, but I don't want that Terminator 2 um, being above Pulp Fiction because if I was on a desert island and they said pick T2 or Pulp Fiction for the rest of your life, it's the easiest decision of my life. It's Pulp Fiction. So yeah, that was dumb on my part. But hey, you live, you learn, you love.
live, laugh, love.
Oh my God, what a sign.
That's the best. Um, now looking over my list, I would honestly, I feel like I want to completely redo my whole list, like from scratch, but I'm not going to do that because that's crazy. Um, like Robbie said, you live, you learn, you love, maybe laugh. But just like looking at some of the scores, like some of like the comedies that I really love, Princess Bride, Coming to America, like they're a little rated a little high. I mean, I love them, but they're not better movies than some of the other things that we've watched. But we're changing one. So I think everyone knew what I was gonna do, and that was to make Fifth Element a 10. No,
Really?
I'm just kidding. I do love Fifth Element, but I'm going to make The Shawshank Redemption a 10.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, fantastic.
I hope it's not
Absolutely
because we've
fantastic.
been badgering you over it, because it was all in
No,
fun.
it's you know what? That was much of the same as like we just talked about with the Almost Famous. And just being like early, and when I threw out the 9.4 originally, I was kind of like after your guys' scores, which I mean they were pretty high, 9.8, 9.6, I think. Yeah. I was like, did I fuck up? Like, I don't know. And it's yes, you guys have been hounding me, but it's been haunting me since I gave the 9.4. Um, but almost like what Robbie said, and he kind of articulated better than I could have because I have that problem of articulating things. But you know, to say is Shawshank better than There Will Be Blood or Pulp Fiction? Like, yes, but also no in some with some things. Um, But give it the desert island test. I think I might take Shawshank because and maybe it's actually a bad use case because Shawshank is about escaping and I'd probably want to escape that desert island. So
Yeah.
regardless, I'm making Shawshank a 10. Because it's, I mean, one of my favorites. I've probably watched it a million times. But there, when you were, 23 and fucking hungover on a Sunday, and Shawshank Redemption came on TBS or like TNT or something, what a treat! Every time, the best. So
Morgan Freeman's voice can cure any hangover on the planet. I think it's been proven.
it's true. It's true.
You know, I so agree with your fact, like looking over or your statement, looking over my list, I was like, damn, I want to redo the whole entire list. This one is slightly higher than the other one. I would have flip-flopped these two. Um, but we've talked so many times about how these scores are not like the gospel. It's a lot of the times of how we feel right after the movie ended. It's very much like a gut reaction because I'm sure we all could go through and nitpick our lists and rank them the perfect way that we want them. And I purposefully don't look at my list after a movie and base my score on that to fit it in somewhere nice. I want that gut reaction. I think that's why, you know, the movies that I gave a 10 got a 10. So yeah, I have that same feeling as you, Ryan, but I mean maybe that'll be a project for us later on, in this podcast where we go back in and say, hey, scores be damned, these are my top five. Do something like that. But for now, I like the way we do our scoring.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like anything else. When you start, when you first started your job, you probably kind of shitty at it. I mean, now you're just like a little shitty instead of really shitty. Just it's how it goes. We fucked up a few times in the beginning, but again, I don't want to keep repeating it, but you live, you learn,
You laugh.
you love.
You love.
I'm very impressed with the score changes we had. It's hard. It was hard to pick just one.
Oh, super hard. But like we both said, like it would have went nuts. We probably all three of us are fucking neurotic maniacs. And
Yeah.
I know if we were allowed free reign at this, we would have just went bananas and had all 23 probably reorganized and given
Yeah.
fucking some like what I think what we should have done is expanded our ranges. Like there should be some movies that are in like the 4s and 5s and 6s and stuff like that, and we just didn't for whatever reason. So what it
And
is.
we talk about too, like how we're starting this show watching a lot of movies that are kind of highly rated to
Yeah,
begin with. So I mean, as much as I would kind of love to dip down to the sixes a little bit, I've really enjoyed all the movies we've watched so far.
they're all very good. Yeah,
Yeah. So hey, knock on wood, we get to a point where we have a bunch of followers and they want to see us watch like weird shit, and we can kind of watch something that like we rate low, but we're trying to draw people in with these movies. So if you're listening and you want us to kind of watch weird stuff, I mean, bear with us. We want to watch that kind of stuff too, and then hopefully that kind of expands the scale for us.
I love weird fucking movies. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. I do. There are some movies that I've seen that I have the DVD of that I was like, what the fuck? You seen that, but you haven't seen this, and I don't know. Sometimes a weird little movie just captures my attention.
That's what it is. Um, so what do you think? Should we move on to the meat and potatoes of this show?
Let's do it. I'm in it. I'm in the war room.
In the war room. All right. So what we thought might be fun in the spirit of fantasy sports, whatever sport doesn't matter, but drafting, uh, and I think it's gonna get kind of fucked up the way we're gonna do it, but basically like drafting a movie. Like we're gonna have actor, actress, supporting roles for both, writer, director, composer, character actor. I think that was it. But we're gonna fill each spot almost like a starting lineup and see where we end up. I think at least most of us probably kind of went at it like we're trying to make a movie, but I don't think that's gonna fly with people getting picked and whatever because we're not picking the same. If someone gets picked, they're off the board, correct?
Off
Yes,
the
if
board.
from any category. So if you pick Jack Lemmon as your leading actress, leading actor, I can't pick him as my supporting or director or anything like that.
Okay.
I did want to throw it out there that maybe next week on the show we give a little 3 to 5 sentence blurb on what our movie could be. We'll talk about that during the week, but I would love
Okay.
to do something like that as a little fun exercise. But also, I want to throw out a challenge to the people that are listening. And there's no expiration on this. So if you hear this later or don't feel like it's out of time, I want to hear your teams. Email us, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. But our challenge to you is don't use the people we've used. We'll throw out some Onie Menches, I'm sure, after a few rounds, just because I know Robbie and my list of people to pick from are huge. You're free to use those people, but we would love to hear, kind of your draft would be.
Yeah, interact, please. I mean, come on, interact. Enough with the I keep on saying all the time. I use it all over and over again. But like, you interact with Kylie Jenner, you buy her lip gloss, or you interact with who knows who. Interact with your friends. Write them an email. Give us your draft, recommendation, voice note, dick pic. Send us anything. I don't care. Just anything would be nice, please.
Wait, send us a dick pic. We'll rate that.
Yeah. Out of 10 plums.
And please vote on the Instagram stories. There's been numerous occasions in which someone's liked our story and didn't vote. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like it's easy. It's just as easy to pick a movie.
Yeah, it's probably harder to like the story than it is to actually pick a movie. I
Probably.
think we're going to discuss it offline, but we may have one more chosen movie after this week. But the Instagram polls will return soon.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we did at random pick the starting, the first pick in the draft, and it went to the sexiest man on this podcast. Me? Oh no, it went to Robbie. Sorry. I forgot. Robbie. So we're gonna start with the leading man, the leading actor. So please get your beer sheet ready. Robbie, kick us off. Who is your pick for leading actor?
All right. So we're not randomly, I'm not picking, it's his lead actor.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
All right.
a little different. We're gonna go by position, not by overall pick.
Oh, okay. Well, the first selection for the Newport Pleasures will be none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, please, the
Knew it.
man, the myth, the legend. You get everything. The guy should have at least 3 Academy Awards right now. He got screwed out of a bunch of them. I mean, you want leading man looks. The man can dance, the man can act, the man can do comedy, the man can do drama, he can do it all. I mean, if I'm gonna start a movie and I'm looking at a lead actor, it's him. I mean, I was infatuated with him since Growing Pains. He's been in my life for so many years. He's in probably, let me see what I have here. 1, 2, 3, probably 3 of my favorite movies of all time: Wolf of Wall Street, Django, and The Departed. I mean, he has charisma off the charts, and he's one of the best actors of this generation and of all time. I mean, please do yourself a favor. Wolf of Wall Street, just watch it. I mean, that's one of the greatest performances ever on film, and I don't care what anybody says. I will fight you to the death if you have a different opinion. He is, from start to finish, the entire movie. So my first pick, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I love the pick. Yeah, I think you did a little rope a dope on us on Christmas Eve and said that you might not pick him, but here we are at the
Well,
Plummies, and he went off the board quick.
quick. Hopefully he's in my sheets later too. The thing about this, what I when I said that, because I thought, we were going like just random picks.
Yeah, pick whatever. Yeah,
So that's why if I was willing to, not be able to get him for more people that I wanted to get.
I hear
More
you.
important for my movie to develop.
Got you. All right, so I'm gonna go with a man who I've only seen in one movie so far, but I'm telling you, man, he captivated me. It made me want to watch more of his movies, made me wish he was still around. And I'm going with Daniel Day-Lewis because
Oh, don't
there
tell
will
me
be
Lester.
oh no, please. I mean, I've seen Friday, so I've seen him in more than one movie. Um, no, Daniel Day-Lewis just blew me out of the water on There Will Be Blood. I actually ended up watching that again this week just because I had an itching to see that again. So there are a few people on this list that it's hard for me to pass up. But if I'm going to start a movie, I want one of the best to ever do it. He may end up going full method and maybe slicing someone's throat on the set, but these are risks you got to take if you want to make a blockbuster movie. So give me Daniel Day-Lewis as my number one pick for lead actor.
Love it. I mean, There Will Be Blood. One of the
Ah,
greatest performances of all time.
two big stakes.
I love it. Um, so I'm very close to picking who I want to pick for supporting actor in a bit of strategy, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pick my namesake, the man who modeled his career off of me, Ryan Gosling.
I like that.
And I
Nice.
know
That's a good one.
and I know he's, like kind of popular. Like it's kind of an easy pick or maybe a shitty pick, like a pop pick. But he's been in a number of very good movies. His range is very good. We watched him in Drive. I've seen him in a number of movies. And I just couldn't get him out of my head. Like my list for leading actor is so long that it's disgusting, but we can only pick one.
Yeah.
And he's so hot right now, so I'm just gonna go with fucking Ryan Gosling.
Hey, you're making movies. You're not making,
I'm trying to make money here. This is a money
exactly.
making business.
Exactly.
He can sing, he can act, he can fight. He looks good as hell. What more do you want?
No, I mean
He has it all. He has it all.
yeah,
Does.
great choice.
Do we want to do Onie Menches for each category, or do we want to do like Onie Menches at the end so we don't pick maybe some
Yes.
people?
Yeah, I was thinking Ani Menches at the very least, after all the actors are gone, and that would
Yeah.
include character actors. So that's going to be at
Okay.
the end anyway. So
All right.
we'll
All right,
save
we'll do
them.
it that way. All right. So all right, so then let's go to leading actress, and we're doing snake draft, right?
Yeah.
So this was really hard too. I have three really strong, like four really strong options here, and another humongous list. But I think I'm gonna go Frances McDormand.
Oh,
Oh, I stole it.
damn it.
Sorry, but I mean, she's fucking amazing in everything. And I don't think I'm pretty sure both of you have not seen Fargo, correct?
No, I've seen the show,
No.
not the movie.
We got to put that on the list. At least this year, but she's amazing in everything she's in. We did get to see her in Almost Famous in kind of a supporting role, but she can easily carry a movie. So that's my pick, Frances McDormand.
Yeah, I have a nice list for this one too. But if I'm thinking about what's gonna make a good pairing, lead actor, lead actress, if I'm going Daniel Day-Lewis as my lead actor, give me Kate Blanchett as my leading actress. I think the two of them
Great choice.
going at it as I see Robbie frantically scratching off his list. I mean, the two of them at the top of my movie would be, I mean, come on, we start filling in our name now for the Oscars already because it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, great.
Did we both take your choices?
Yeah, those are my 1 and 2. Um, damn it, damn it, this is a tough one. Damn it. Um, fuck, I don't know what to pick. Oh man, now you guys got me hot and bothered.
Got him on his heels.
Give me a reuniting Titanic. Give me Kate Winslet as my best
Oh,
actress, lead actress. Um, watched her in Mayor of Easttown. She was absolutely
Fantastic.
fantastic, fantastic in that. Titanic, forget about it. I mean, how great was she painting like one of your French girls, and he painted her like one of the French girls. Um, she's got multiple range. She's a dynamite actress. Um, with the movie I'm going to reunite them later on in life. Um, the both of them, top notch. I believe she's an Academy Award winner as well. So I can't get over how great she was in Mayor of Easttown. I haven't seen a lot of her movies, but everything I've seen her in, I loved and enjoyed. And yeah, so give me Kate Winslet as a lead actress.
it's a great pick.
Yeah, it is a
All
great
right.
pick.
Snake rules apply. Supporting actor.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. What a pick. What a pick of the litter. The pick of the litter. Quick and easy. I had these two guys. Really, I didn't know who to pick. I still don't know who to pick. But I'm looking at the list. I'm looking at all the movies I saw this man in, and I'm going Philip Seymour Hoffman as my
Ah,
supporting actor.
how dare you?
I mean, what you talk about an actor, talk about range, talk about a man who can do drama, who can do comedy, who can do everything in between. Let me run off a list of movies that he was in before he passed. Moneyball, Along Came Polly, 25th Hour, Almost Famous, The Big Lebowski, Boogie Nights, Twister. I mean, I can go on and on. These are hits, Academy Award winner. He was amazing as a wacky weirdo in Boogie Nights. He was hilarious in Along Came Polly. He was fantastic in 25th Hour and Moneyball as Art Howe. Fantastic. Everything about him I love. It's a shame that he's gone. He was great and Almost Famous. I'm trying to think what other movies you saw him in. I don't know. Rest in peace to the king. It was between him and I think who Benny might pick. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was between two choices, and I had to take Philip Seymour Hoffman because my team is stacked. 27 Yankees, 72 Dolphins. I mean, the boys are coming out. They're blazing. So Philip Seymour Hoffman, supporting actor.
That was my number one pick here. And let me tell you something. I have about 14 number two picks. I think this is my hardest category for some reason. I just because you can leave all those top guys in that lead actor category, but when you get to the supporting guys, I mean, a lot of these guys can carry movies by themselves, but you know a supporting actor and you know a guy that can handle that role and like be the Stockton of the team and dish it out to a guy like Leo or Daniel Day-Lewis. And to this moment, man, it when I say a person's name here, because I really am stalling for who I want to pick here, it's going to be hard for me to not immediately blurt out and say, but I also wanted this guy. I don't know if this is a reach. I feel like it might be a reach, and I can't believe I'm leaving one of these other guys on the board. but I kind of want to see. I am going to stick to making a movie here, and I want to see this guy go toe to toe with Daniel Day-Lewis, and it's Ray Fiennes. Let me see those two go at it. Again, I can't believe some of the guys I'm leaving off the list here,
Me
but
either.
I know. But Ray Fiennes, man, give me him in a supporting actor. Is it two bad guys going up against each other? Is it a good guy and a bad guy, but you don't know which one is which until the last moment? Is it two good guys that both have justifications for what they're doing? I don't know. This is why I'm going to need a very good writer later on in the draft here, but I can't keep my eyes off a movie that Ray Fiennes is in. I mean, the movie that probably the least people know him from is In Bruges, and he is probably my favorite character in Bruges. In Bruges. So yeah, give me Ray Fiennes here. I think we can make some magic between him and Daniel Day-Lewis.
I can't believe you left somebody off. I can't believe. But hey, seeing is believing.
I mean, the guy that I really wanted to pick could be used in a character actor role, but again, when I think about character actors, even that list is long. But so let me dish it to Ryan before I go on the rest of the night here, and we'll come back to these guys in our Onie Mensch.
I'm so happy. Both picks. I love both picks, and they were on my list, both of them. But I'm so happy that my man didn't get picked. He was in my list for leading actor, supporting actor, and character actor, and it is Mr. Gary Oldman,
Yeah, he was one of the guys for me.
my fucking man since True Romance. And I'm not even talking about, yeah, he was in the Nolan Batmans. He was fantastic, of course, but he is so good in fucking everything that he's in. I love him, and I just started watching Slow Horses on Apple TV. If you guys like detective shows, so far so good. But I mean, he's in fucking Harry Potter. He's amazing in it. So Gary Oldman, my man, we saw him in Fifth Element as well this year. I love you. I'm so happy that I got to pick you.
Back to back Harry Potter alums going off the board there, and
I know.
I think that's what honestly locked it in for me is him as Voldemort. It's just perfect.
I don't need your help.
I've seen a couple of things where he talked about how he knew nothing about Harry Potter when he accepted the job, and the fact that he went from that to reading the books and figuring out how to play that character, and I think is going to be out of everything that's going to come up in this Harry Potter series, if it ever sees the light of the day, topping him as Voldemort is going to be very, very hard.
Agree. Um,
Those weren't even the guys I was talking about.
I can't wait to hear what those. I mean, we'll do character actors later. So I'd love to know who you thought Benny might have taken.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but
I mean, there's so many out there. Like, it's crazy how many. Like, of all our lists are probably totaling like over 100 names just in general.
I mean, we might have to pick somebody up off the free agent wire and make a cut after the
Oh, the waiver wire is gonna be fucking crazy.
scorching hot.
All right. So supporting actor, supporting actress, and I go first, right?
Yeah.
Should I go a third Harry Potter alum in a row?
Oh, please.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna go with, and I have quite a number of people on this list too. Basically, I have a huge list for everything. I'm gonna go. Shit. Which one? All right. Maybe I'll save her for later. So Viola Davis for supporting actress. She's so good in even if the movie stinks, she's good in it. And I remember, I think honestly, I first saw her in this movie, probably in nobody's seen, but I love it. It's kind of a funny story. It's kind of just like a weird indie movie. And she's in a small role, but she was good in it. And then in Help, and even though pretty much most of them fucking stink, but all the DC movies, that she plays Amanda Waller in. She's awesome in it. So Viola Davis is my supporting actress.
She was going to be my leading actress pick if Kate Blanchett went off the board.
Yeah, I had them both in leading too.
Yeah. My supporting actress pick, you know what? I gotta bring somebody in that is gonna put fannies in the seats. I mean, if the people that I have already aren't gonna do
Don't
that,
do it. Don't say a name.
sorry, buddy.
Do it.
And I considered her in lead actress role, but I think the other people just had better chops, and that's why I wanted them in the leading actress role. But let's do it. She's an A-list actress. She's accepting this role because of the other people around her. She could be a leading actress, but I'm bringing her in, Margot Robbie, as my supporting actress here. Like I said, she's top of the list for a lot of people. I'm very happy. It's going to be a big negotiation to get her take this supporting actress spot here, but I have faith in the team here. We're going to get this contract ironed out. I think the story that we're putting together and the people that we're bringing in here, we're going to get some extra funds from the studio, and we're going to be able to lock this in here.
I thought you were going somebody different. So one of my all-time favorite actresses. I thought you were going somebody different, but thank God. Good pick. I had her on my list. She's fantastic in Wall Street and Focus. I don't know if you ever saw that Will Smith in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's the best. I'm gonna add to the Oscar winners on my draft board. I mean, Mel Kiper, Bleacher Report already give me A's. My draft grades. A. Give me somebody who is just versatile. She's Stacey Ogman, the Plastic Man. She can do it all. She's all over the place. She's funny. She's menacing. She's scary. She's got a little sweet spot here and there. We saw her this year. She was in one of the movies we watched. My supporting actress, please. Tilda Swinton as
Damn
my
it.
supporting
Good pick.
actress.
That's a
Great
great
pick.
pick.
She was on the list for me.
Let me talk about some movies I saw. In The Killer, French Dispatch, Grand Budapest Hotel, Trainwreck, and Snowpiercer. All these movies, she played a different character, and she just knocked it out of the park. I love her acting ability. I love how weird she is. I love what she brings to the role. I mean, Leo, Kate, Philip, and Tilda Swinton. I mean, if this movie doesn't gross $1 billion, I don't know what the problem is. We're already far and above. This is Oscar season. The buzz is ridiculous. The movie's coming together like a hot plate of flapjacks. I don't know, but it's coming together.
Oh my God. Great pick. Yeah, great picks. How do you let's pause real quick.
Okay.
We know Robbie loves his team so far. Hot plate of flapjacks. Benny, how you feeling about your team so far?
I'm loving it. I mean, look, like I said, you put Daniel Day-Lewis on the field with Kate Blanchett, Ray Fiennes, and Margot Robbie. I mean, baby, we're cooking with oil here. I mean, we got a nice stew going. I can't believe all the different food references are getting thrown around right now. But listen, we're in the kitchen, we're cooking, and wow, I'm very happy. What about you, Ryan?
I feel good. If I can, steal maybe my, writer, director, and composer, I feel like I got a nice, like, art projects indie film going here. Real prestige drama with the actors that I have. So we'll see, though. We'll see.
All right.
I just got a phone call from the fire department. They said my kitchen is on fire with the picks that I threw in the pot. I have a little bechamel going. I have the pancakes are stewing. I got a couple of things in the crock pot. But the picks, I mean, please forget about it. This is like Jordan at number 3, the picks I'm getting. So it is what it is. I'm already getting calls from Spielberg and everybody that want to talk to me and interviews from Access Hollywood. So we'll see what happens after.
What I love about my team here too, it's got a lot of veteran presence, but I think the latest pick here with Margot Robbie ready to fill in once these other guys retire here, she could take over the lead, whether it's, Daniel Day decides to step down, she can hop in that number one spot very easily. We're going to need a little bit of youth later in the draft here, for sure. But we're built to win now, and that's what we like here.
Yeah,
Fair.
big cap hit for your team, but I don't know what's gonna happen after. I don't know what's gonna happen the next year, but right now you built to win now. But yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not going with head of studio in our draft here, but it would be Steve Cohen if I had to pick somebody.
Don't let Frank hear that. He's not a big Steve Cohen fan, and he's a friend of the pod. So please.
Yeah, I know. Me and Frank have our issues with, against each other on that opinion. But listen, he's a friend of the pod. He's a friend of mine.
Love it.
Love it. And while we're in this little break, I would love it if one of our listeners would grade our drafts. We always get the
Rank
grade
us.
at the end. Yeah, rate our drafts. Who did the best? So, should we move on? Should we do now? We did split writer and director, correct?
Yes.
So which should we do first, writer or director?
Let's go writer first.
Okay. Who went?
Well, actually, how about this? Since Robbie,
Yeah.
you're the number one pick in this round, you want
Yeah.
to do writer or director first?
There we go.
Writer first.
Okay.
Take
Proceed.
it
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted the director then.
Oh, all right.
so-
So do director with your flapjacks.
All right. Adding a couple of sausage links to the breakfast meal. I'm the IHOP of this draft. Oh, this is gonna. I don't know. God damn it! What did I do here? I think I made a mistake.
Fucked up.
Give me Martin Scorsese. I mean, please, just give me Martin Scorsese. I don't know why I did it. Nobody's getting a reaction out of it. They hate the pick. I hate the pick. I don't know why I picked him, but I'm picking him. Some of my favorite movies of all time are directed by Martin Scorsese. I know what I'm getting out of him. I'm getting fantastic cuts. I'm getting great music. I'm getting everything that I want out of a movie. You name it. Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, Taxi Driver, Mean Streets. What else have I seen? The Departed, Shutter Island, Raging Bull. I've seen all these movies, The Irishman, all these movies, and I love them. And maybe not The Irishman so much, but that was pretty long. But I'm getting a veteran. I'm getting somebody who's coming in locked and loaded. I'm getting a great editor with him, so I know it's going to happen. Yeah. If it was writer director, I would have changed my mind. But as a director, I know I'm getting big budgets. I know I'm getting set pieces. I know I'm getting everybody bringing their A game, and I'm getting a veteran. I'm getting an Oscar winner, and that's all I need. I have so many Oscars on this team that I'm going to need multiple shelves when we're all hanging out at the house, having a couple Marlboro Lights and some Negronis.
Well, I'm not thrilled you took Scorsese. He was on the list here, but I'm kind of relieved that I don't got to make a commitment to that guy at his old age. I mean, you mentioned The Irishman. People are wondering how much he's got left in the tank. So, I'm happy to let him go to you. I mean, this is an interesting choice for me. I mean, there's a couple guys that I want to shout out after, but with the names I have on the board, there's two names that it comes down to for me. And originally I was thinking of reuniting with one of them. They had fire chemistry, but I'm gonna go with the other guy here and take a risk and say it's gonna be Christopher Nolan as my director here. I mean, you want to name names on movies? We can name names. I mean, we're talking Interstellar, we're talking the Dark Knight series, we're talking Oppenheimer. Fantastic, clearly at the top of his game still. The list goes on and on and on. I'm leaving a couple guys on the board. But hey, that's the point of a draft here. So give me Christopher Nolan and let's get this thing going.
Love
Good
it.
pick. I love Nolan. So many great movies that I watched of his. No
Yeah.
Scorsese, but I mean, he's getting there.
Hey, listen, I told you we got to build from youth. He's not the youngest guy, but these directors can go till their 70s, 80s if they really wanted to.
You're right. You're right. I love you. Love your team.
All right. I'm gonna take him because he's still on the board. His last couple of movies maybe not as well received as his earlier ones, but I'm gonna take Wes Anderson as the director, and I'm hoping that the infusion of a non Wes Anderson written movie might bring him back a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah, not that
Good
I mean,
pick. He was on
not
my.
that his
He was
movies were
on.
bad. They were good. French Dispatch and whatever the most recent one was, good, but just Tenenbaums and all the other ones early on were better in my mind.
He was on my list. Good
Yeah,
pick.
trying to make a movie here. I'm trying to make money.
Tell me about it.
All right. Oh, so then I get to go first. As far as writer. So, um, I don't think I assume this guy probably wasn't on you guys' list, but he's been one of my favorite, and technically he is also a writer director. But I'm hoping teaming him up with Wes Anderson might be uh, a hipster's match made in heaven. And I'm going to go with Michel Gondry, who wrote and directed Eternal Sunshine, Science of Sleep, and a number of other movies, to pair up with Wes Anderson and really create something fucking wild, full of color, full of weird shit, and especially with the actors and actresses that I got, I think I'm cooking with gas here.
This boy graduated from
Oh.
NYU, I think, recently. Film school over here. He's an art school boy.
Um, I have an interesting pick here. I mean, the guys that are on the board here, it's wild. Um, but this is gonna be my reach pick, I think, and I would like to see what he would do with Christopher Nolan. I think Christopher Nolan would be a good between this person and guys like Daniel Day-Lewis and Kate Blanchett. But I would like to see what he would do with a cast like this. Though it's not, I would say it's not his typical cast that he would work with. But give me Jordan Peele here, and let me
I like it.
see what kind of weird thing we can get going on with Jordan Peele, Christopher Nolan, and Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, this movie can be very out there, heavy on the metaphors, but I think we'll really let some of these guys blossom here and just kind of get weird with it. So I'm gonna go with Jordan Peele as my writer.
Um, I mean, I can't believe this man fell to me. I can't believe it. I love it. I'm happy. He's going to be reunited with a few actors that he acted with, that he directed, but he's not going to be directing this movie with Scorsese. He's going to be writing this movie. And please give me Quentin Tarantino as the writer for this movie. Um, Talk about sharp dialogue. Talk about somebody who is going to just grab your attention just by writing fantastic dialogue between characters. I mean, some of my favorite movies are Tarantino movies, and the reasons why I love Tarantino movies are because of the writing and the style that he brings to it. I talked about one of my favorite scenes in Reservoir Dogs is when they're sitting around the table at the diner, just talking about, they're like a virgin. It's like you're just there with a couple of friends, or the amazing Royale with cheese scene in Pulp Fiction, or any interactions between Christoph Waltz and Jamie Foxx and Django. I mean, it's just sharp writing. It's just attention to detail. It's somebody who loves movies. It's somebody who puts fantastic amount of effort into his movies. And I think Scorsese will give him free range to write whatever he wants. And then along the way, maybe even help him out with some pointers when they're directing the film. So give me Quentin Tarantino as my writer, my favorite writer. And yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, the team just gets better and better. I don't know what's going on. I mean, what a day. What a day I'm having. I can't believe it.
I mean, listen, you could potentially have a locker room issue on your hands with Tarantino and Scorsese, but listen, I'll let you deal with that. That's not, it's going to be your problem.
Well,
I think
here's the thing. Here's the thing. The kind of guy I am, it's just a loving environment. Like I said before, live, laugh, love. That's what everybody's just doing. Everybody's coming together, We're gonna have, family barbecues. We're gonna go out. We're gonna play bocce ball, maybe even a little pickleball. When we're stressed out on set, that's when we become a team and a family. So
All
like
right.
like you said to me in the Philippines, when you're here, you're family, and that's the team. That's the team.
All right.
Wait, you
This
went to the
movie might end.
Philippines?
Yeah, I went almost a year ago. I was 17 hours there and 17 hours back.
Wow. I mean, you are a saint. Let me just say that. While
Please,
we're all
and
here
you,
together.
well, I did it for, for the four-letter word that everybody cares about, and that's love.
Oh,
I
please.
thought you were gonna say fuck. Um, I mean, we could all potentially have some issues because I think all of us picked a writer director for each spot except
Yeah.
so whatever. Um,
I mean,
all right,
I
go
have a
ahead.
director who won an Academy Award. I have a writer who won an Academy Award in Tarantino. I mean, the place chock full of nuts.
Listen, super teams don't always win, my friend.
This team does.
Oh, okay. Um, do you guys want to do composer first or character actor slash actress? And are we splitting up character actor and actress or just doing one or the other?
I'm having fun with this. I originally said let's not split it up, but let's split it up.
Okay,
Let's
good.
do actor and actress. And let's start with the actress and we'll finish on score.
All right, sounds good. So I
Or
think Robbie goes first again.
yeah.
Character actor?
Yeah.
Okay. This might be, I don't think it's the reach. There's so many good actors I have on here, but I just love this man. I think he's amazing. Give me Stephen Graham as my
Nice.
character
It's a
actor.
good one.
Good
I
choice.
love him. I think he is amazing. He is fantastic in The Irishman. He is amazing as Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, one of my favorite characters in the show. Um, he was in Gangs in New York, and we're gonna reunite him with Scorsese, and he was in Snatch, one of my favorite movies of all time. He's menacing, he's funny, he's serious. I love everything about him. I know there's a couple recommendations from that I need to watch that he's in, so I can't wait to watch that. I had a lot of fantastic actors on this list, but I love everything that Stephen Graham's in. I think he's versatile and would I mean, add so much to my movie, especially that it's written by Tarantino and that he's reunited with Scorsese. Please forget about it. The best team ever. 72 and 10, 96 Bulls this team is.
I mean, there's not a lot to say about this guy. I mean, I think, I'm probably wrong when I say that this guy is an if you know guy. Because I'm just such an idiot when it comes to movies. But this guy is a stone cold steal at this pick. Give me Michael Shannon in my character actor spot. He
Nice.
is just fantastic. Every time you see him in a movie, you're like, oh shit, it's about to get real. He's just great. He can be funny, he can be menacing, he can be both in the same movie. I'm thinking about Bullet Train. Um, Michael Shannon's just fantastic, and I love him rounding out my cast in one of the character actor spots here.
I saw Bullet Train for like for like 13 hours on the plane ride home
Straight.
from the Philippines. Yeah, if you on someone else's screen. So great movie.
Um, this one was hard for me too, but I'm gonna pick an actor that I love. Maybe he's maybe he kind of does a similar character in a lot of films, but he does have some range. He's been in a number of good movies, and it's gonna be Sam Rockwell. I fucking love
Nice.
him. He's
That's
gonna
a
be
great.
dancing. That's all he's gonna do in this film is just fucking dance because he's got moves. So Sam Rockwell, my man.
I'm thinking about him as W in Vice.
Yeah. No, he was so good in that, but he's hilarious. He's good in action movies, in comedies and dramas. So Sam Rockwell, my man.
Probably one of the
Real
best parts
quick,
of Iron Man too.
Yeah.
Can a character actor have an Academy Award? I'm just people are talking, people are saying.
You getting a little message?
I got something right here. So hold on, let me talk. People are just saying. I want to know for the honor code. So that's it. I just want to know because
But I could still see him showing up in a movie and not one of those top two spots, even
Yeah,
still
it
to
has
this
nothing to
day.
do with if they won something. An actor who specializes in playing eccentric or unusual people rather than leading roles.
people are talking.
Let him
Okay.
talk, babe.
Your
Let
locker
him
room's
talk.
going to be in shambles and you're throwing shade at my
With a
team.
coach like you, please, they're gonna be walking out after the first quarter.
I'm not the coach. I'm the fucking GM.
Please.
All right. Let's move on. Character actress.
Oh, I want to pick. I'm gonna pick Robert De Niro as my character actor.
I don't understand. Why can't I pick Sam Rockwell?
I don't have an issue with Sam Rockwell. I think it's a good pick there.
I think he's a fantastic actor. I'm just busting your balls if you can't. As the kids say, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
There's a lot of pressure on him with this team that I think
Do it.
he's got building here. He can't take the joke.
Getting hot
Oh
under
my
the
God,
collar here.
Jesus Christ!
All these flapjacks that are getting thrown at me. They're
All
hot.
these Academy Award winners. How am I going to manage the locker room? Who wants the ball in the first quarter? Who wants the ball in the second quarter? Who wants the ball after a 20-second timeout in the fourth?
They all want the ball. That's going to be your biggest problem.
Just call me Phil Jackson.
You
Well, I
gonna
mean,
run triangle?
With Scorsese and Tarantino, there's going to be a lot of time for them to all have the ball. It's going to be like a 6-hour movie. They'll probably
That's
split
true.
it in two.
That's right.
Scorsese will write a movie for Tarantino, and Tarantino will write a movie for Scorsese.
We're going to get Ken Burns to document the whole thing. So it's
It's going to be
You
a
turned it-
dynasty.
Yeah, you turned it into a franchise.
All right, character actress. I'm gonna wait. Let me get my list back up. I apologize. I got hot. Sorry.
Slam the laptop down in a fit of rage.
I know. I think I'm allowed to pick this person. I don't know. We'll see what Robbie has to say, but I'm gonna go Olivia Colman. I don't really love the show, but she was great in The Crown. But I love her in and now I can't think of Secret Invasion. It was a Marvel show. The show kind of sucked, but she was fucking incredible in it. And in she was so menacing, but was like the sweetest person. It's hard to describe. Don't watch the show because it's not. But I love her. She's amazing. And she was great in fucking Hot Fuzz, which we haven't watched yet. So she's got comedy, action, drama. She's got it all. I love her.
Beautiful.
And I don't think
Give
she's won
me-
an Oscar, so I'm allowed to pick her.
I think
I
you're
think
allowed
she
to.
has.
She might have. She's that good. I don't know.
I think she
Give
did
me-
actually.
I'm gonna pick another little relatively unknown person here. Give me Meryl Streep as my no.
Yeah, give me Katharine Hepburn, please.
I'm kind of happy that this actress fell out of the supporting actress. I thought maybe someone would have snuck her in there. I thought Ryan for sure was definitely going to take her as her character actress. Give me Helena Bonham Carter here. She would just come on. No.
No, she's good. I wouldn't have picked her. You said it. You thought I would have picked her.
Wow. All right. Now I'm
Well,
feeling.
did
like
she win an Oscar? Because if not, I'm not picking her.
Yeah, exactly.
Helena Bonham Carter here can play a fantastic character. I mean, Fight Club. We're talking Harry Potter. Just
Potter.
she was great. So another Potter alum off the board here.
This is good. This is good. This is good. Darn it. I have so many. I want to go with this one, but I don't know. This is such an outlandish pick that I don't know if it's gonna land on my team because it's not the kind of movie I'm going for. But she has played serious roles. But I'm gonna switch. Give me Jean Smart as my character actress. I think she was amazing in Mayor of Easttown. I think she was awesome in Hacks, and She was
Awesome in
great in
Hacks.
Watchmen. She was great in Watchmen. She's a great character actress. She's a little older, but pair me up with these people that I have in my movie, and I love it. I think she's very good. Again, I just need dynamic range. I need somebody who's going to be an amazing actress. I need somebody who's going to be able to, you know, bring the drama. Maybe there might be some funny in the movie, but she can go toe to toe with anybody in this movie, and I can't wait to see what she does.
Is it okay if your character actor has won an Emmy? Is that all right?
Yeah, Emmys are fine, but like we're getting to like Oscar territory. You can't like Sam Rockwell is a fox. I mean, that's a leading man, but I mean,
But
I
what did he
know
win for? What did he win his Oscar for?
was it three Billings and Billboards in St. Louis Obispo?
Yeah, but he wasn't the leading actor in that movie, was he?
No, I think he was supporting.
He won supporting. I think that's still okay. I'm sorry, I'm hung up on this. Let's move on.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm gonna go my character actor, a little man named Jack Nicholson.
He was in a little movie called A Few Good Men. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I
Yeah, he
did,
was a
and
little
I
bit
didn't like
in
it.
that movie. I was no, I can't say almost went. Actually, no, never. I'm up.
Yeah,
Score.
final category score.
If you know anything about me, you know I love the synth. You know, I love a little darkness. I love a little brightness. And I think these two would just really, really make my movie
I'm writing it down already.
explode,
Yeah, I know
explode
what it's
into the
coming.
stratosphere. Please, please, please give me Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Um, they scored some of my favorite movies of all time, just to name a few. I think they're a two-time Academy Award winner, but here, um, Social Network, amazing soundtrack. I mean, the synths, the low tones, all the things that, make Social Network great is, by a large part because of the score. One of my favorite animated movies of all time, Soul. I mean, forget about it. You want to talk about tears, you want to talk about dust, you want to talk about whatever. They scored it. They scored The Killer, and they scored Gone Girl. They scored a bunch of other things, but I just think that they are fantastic, and I can't wait to have them in my movie. Um, I am disappointed because I wanted to go with somebody else because I love their score in a movie, but I can't pass these two up. And
Well,
fuck
I
John
think,
Williams.
yeah, fuck John Williams. I think I'm going to pick up the ball right where you just dropped it in my lap, and uh, I'm doing it. If you
I know
know
you
me,
are.
you know I
I know
love
you are.
Radiohead. Give me Johnny Greenwood because that was part of the reason why I watched There Will Be Blood again, just to make sure I was happy with this pick. And yes, I'm very happy with this pick. And I was even when I was watching the movie the first time, I didn't know uh, who scored it, and that he was a part of Radiohead. But then going back and watching the movie again with that in mind, and then being able to pick out a couple little Radiohead type things out of the movie, that was it for me. Like if you're gonna give me a fantastic movie and throw in a little Radiohead vibes without it actually being a Radiohead song, just give it to me every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Johnny Greenwood, welcome to the team. We got the hat waiting
Yeah,
for you.
amazing, amazing pick. I had it in my. I don't. You could see it, whatever you can't, but
Wow,
he was on.
printed, bullet pointed, everything.
He was underneath. As you can see, my notes. Yeah, I'm a psychopath, but he was number two. I listened to that even when we were doing this and putting our people down. I had Johnny Greenwood, and then I said, let me just go back. And on my way home from work, I listened to the soundtrack, and I forgot that one menacing introduction to one of the songs that I just absolutely love. Fantastic soundtrack. It really makes the movie.
Yeah, agree. Agree. All right. I have two main ones, and I think this
I'm gonna
one
go with a guy
wouldn't.
named Beethoven.
Do you want me to say my pick, or do you want to break my balls?
Oh, you don't like it? Oh, okay. All right.
I don't think picking Sam Rockwell was that crazy at that spot. I don't
It's
understand.
not. It's not. But you literally take my balls and going great and just slice them in half. And on
Do I?
here, you break my balls, but we're just breaking balls.
I didn't think I broke him that much. I apologize if I ever hurt you.
No, I love
No,
them.
please don't
Look,
stop because I love
don't
hearing
stop. Like,
it.
look at me. Look, I could take it, baby.
Oh, I know you can. Stronger than me. So my pick for composer is actually not Beethoven. It's Mozart. I mean, no. Honestly, I thought of John Williams at first, like just because it's fucking John Williams. Like he has composed like some of the biggest movies ever, but I think that would not work with this ragtag team that I put together. So I'm gonna actually go with his name's John Bryan. He did do Eternal Sunshine, but he did a number of other films. Yeah, he actually produced some albums as well. But I really like his work on Eternal Sunshine and Punch Drunk Love and a couple other movies. You know, again, kind of like indie weirdo movies. But since I knew Robbie was going to take Reznor, I love that pick so much. But I'll go with my kind of dark horse here and John Bryan.
Love it.
Heavy on the heavy helping out Kanye with late registration.
And you know what? That's one of my favorite all-time albums, but I can't say that anymore because he's such a piece of shit now. But I
You
fucking
can.
love that album.
You could say it with the older
I
stuff.
know, but you know, I don't know. Whatever.
Um, I don't want to go full on Ani Mensch here, but I was really heavily considering Nicholas Bertel and Raymond Dwadi. I love those two guys.
Oh,
I know.
such
And
both. Yeah, the good choices.
yeah,
But
but
they do any
at the end,
movies?
I know Nicholas Bertel has. I don't know if Raymond Dwadi has. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, I had Cliff Martinez from Drive and
That would have been a good choice.
Hans Zimmer. I mean, some of my
Yeah.
favorite movies, Inception, Dark Knight, Interstellar, and Gladiator. So
Yeah, Hans needs the love. I mean, please, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah. So should we throw around a couple Ani Menches just for some of the categories? Because I feel like there's so many on our lists and we probably missed a bunch, I'm sure. You know, if let us know who we missed, send us an email. But if anyone wants to start first,
Yeah, I mean, I'll start at the top of the list and say Denzel and Christian Bale
yes.
are high up on there on my leading actor.
Same.
But end of the day, I gotta go DDL. I even had Hanks in there. That was my
I had
little
Hanks.
yeah.
I had Hanks too.
Yeah.
I
I also
got
had some comedy too, like Bill Murray was on my list, like people like that, Robin Williams, you know, that kind of shit. But I don't know.
Yeah. What about actresses? You guys want to throw any names out there for that leading
Well,
actress?
what did Robbie have on his? I think I cut him off as usual.
actor. I had Sam Rockwell.
Fuck.
No, I had Hanks and Denzel and De Niro and
Yeah.
Nicholson, obviously, and Matt Damon.
Oh yeah,
I
no
can't
one picked
believe
Matt Damon.
How do we make this draft better by adding Matt Damon to it?
Yeah, we cast him in hundreds of movies.
I know, poor guy. Robbie, leading actress. Any mentions?
Yeah, I had Jennifer Lawrence.
Good choice.
I had Meryl Streep and Natalie Portman, who I am in love with.
Oh, the best.
Ryan?
I had some a couple of those. I also had Michelle Williams, who I love in a lot of things. Streep. I mean, she's my fucking Meryl Streep, but I almost put her for my character actress. And you guys pick, Tilda Swinton I had on there. Robbie, I'm sad to say I had Anne Hathaway on my list.
I was going to put Anne Hathaway on there as well.
Not
I
to
had her on
break your balls, but just because I actually like her.
I do like her.
I had her on my supporting actress, so
A
even though I
couple
hate
of
her, she'd come my movie.
I mean, she's gonna, like I said, put asses in the seats.
That's right.
A couple ones that you guys didn't name that I had Emma Stone and Charlize Theron on there.
Yep.
Yeah, and Emma Stone my supporting. So yeah, she's great.
Yeah. I mean, supporting actress, man. This was the one that was killing me, bro. I mean, I'm just gonna say one, and then maybe I'll come back after you guys mention yours. But the guy that I really wanted to take was Christoph Waltz.
That's what I thought you were going with, dude.
Ah.
I wanted
That's why
to
I said
so
that.
bad. I really did. You know, when I look back on the draft, that might be the one. Because when I put him on the list, I was like, that's my fucking guy. But I don't know,
People
man.
are saying.
I love Ray Fiennes, man. He's just he's so menacing sometimes. Uh, what about you guys? What were some of the ones that you left on the board there?
Well, that's why that's what I was going with. It was either Seymour Hoffman or Waltz, and I was like, oh well, glad Benny can get Waltz. And then you went with I don't even know
I
Johnny
just
Mnemonic or something like that. I don't,
for some reason I if I was going best overall, it would have been Waltz, but I really want to see Daniel Day-Lewis and Ray Fiennes in the same movie. I think it would be electric.
no, yeah, I think
This is
even
where
Waltz would.
Kenny emails us and tells us that there actually is a movie with those two guys in it.
I thought Waltz would be electric as well, but I mean, um, I had Joe Pesci, Brad Pitt,
Yeah, I had Pesci,
Robin Williams,
Robin Williams, Alan Rickman.
Mm.
Alan Rickman.
Oh, the God.
Yeah.
The other two I really wanted to get in there was Samuel L.
Yeah,
and John Turturro. I fucking love John Turturro. I really do.
I had him on my list too.
He was, I think he was in my character actor spot, and I bumped him up to supporting. Like that's how much I love him.
Yeah. Samuel L's a big L for me. I fucking forgot.
Supporting actresses. What do you guys think?
Marissa
I had
Tomei was heavy on mine.
She was actually number one on my list.
Robbie, who'd you have?
Jessica Chastain, Amy Adams,
Good choices.
Emma Stone.
I had my other two on the list, you know, that weren't mentioned were Zendaya and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, Jamie Lee's a
Zendaya.
good choice.
Yeah, and Zendaya is pretty good. Is a pretty good actress. I like her, and I think she's on the come up. She would have been a nice little, uh, you know,
Like new
non-veteran pick
blood
there.
kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Again, somebody that could slide up into one of those spots when the other guys retire. Writers, the ones I left off the board there, obviously were Tarantino that Robbie picked, but I had Coen Brothers and Paul Thomas Anderson,
Yeah,
which
same.
were probably the same as my directors. My directors, the two that I really wanted to mention were Bong Joon-ho, the guy that did Parasite and a bunch of other Korean movies that are just awesome, and Alfonso Cuarón.
It's a good choice.
Yeah. He's like one of the ones that I feel like, I mean, again, you know, people that watch movies and talk about him all the time probably talking about more than I hear about, but I was looking at the movies he directed and they were all, you know, the movies that I saw, I loved. So, you know, I wanted to give him some love.
Good choices. I had PTA, obviously, and for my writer, I had Aaron Sorkin as well.
Nice. I actually thought you were gonna pick Aaron Sorkin, but you
I
made a better
was
choice.
because I thought Benny was going to pick
Someone would take.
Tarantino, but I think he picked like fucking Ronald Dahl or somebody. I don't know who he picked.
Jordan Peele, babe. Come on, get with it.
Oh, Jordan Peele. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I thought he was going Tarantino, but I'm glad I got Tarantino. I mean, I'm just getting word in from Mel Kiper. He gave me an A plus. So I mean, we're buzzing, champagne's on ice. I just made my world famous French bread. We're gonna have some bread and butter, some caviar, a couple clams on a half shell. And
I'll
that's
just
it.
say this to you, Robbie. How many times have the Mets won the offseason? It's a lot.
Yeah, but you know, we ain't meeting, we ain't greeting. We're the best in the biz.
All right. I
No,
wish
you're
you
right. No,
luck.
you're right.
I
Hey,
wish you luck.
I wish you luck.
Ryan,
Blessings.
any blessings? Any any Onie Menches for director and writer?
You guys basically said it all. PTA. I forgot what the other one you said.
Can't
But
even go Wes Anderson as a writer, but I was already picked.
yeah, Tarantino. I mean,
Guy
so many good
Ritchie,
ones. Guy Ritchie. Yeah, I mean, there's
writer.
so many good ones. It's so hard. And then I get in my head, and I started like going into I want to do this type of movie. I should have just went best available instead of trying to get cute. That's where
Yeah.
I fucked up. But I still like my squad. I don't care.
What about character actors and actresses? We could probably do those as one. Ryan, who'd you leave on the table?
I had the Tooch.
Nice.
Oh, Tooch,
Marty.
I hate the Tooch.
Yeah, I
I
love
like the
Tooch.
Tooch.
John C. Riley, great character.
So did I.
actor. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
And I had Philip Seymour Hoffman on here, John Turturro, and then of
Academy
course
Award winner.
Sam Rockwell.
Academy Award winner Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I can pick them for whatever I want.
I had
about-
somebody. I had a favorite of yours, Ryan. I had Stephen Root.
Oh,
I
that's a
had
good
that was
one.
that was my number one. That was my
I was
number
gonna-
one
I was
guy that
gonna-
came to my head.
Yeah. Kevin Pollak. I had the Pall
Nice.
Man, and Michael Stuhlbarg. I don't know if you know who that is. He played what's his name in Boardwalk Empire. I forgot. You know his
Oh,
face if you
was he
saw
the
him.
one with the face in that?
No, that was somebody different.
He
Have you
was
ever
good
seen
too,
A
though.
Serious Man?
I think so.
He was in Your Honor. He was like the gangster in Your Honor.
I didn't see that.
He's very good.
Oh, all right. I believe you.
Thank you.
Oh, you know who
Uh,
else? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say who else I had on character was Mos Def because I love him in
He's good. Yassine Bey, what up?
Yeah, I loved him in Hitchhiker's Guide and Be Kind Rewind, like a couple of movies like that. He's like really good in them. I'm surprised he didn't get more work.
Benny, you said you were gonna what? You had Kevin Spacey as a character actor, right?
Yeah. Current day Kevin Spacey. No, I had the couple guys that I feel like got left on the table for me. Buscemi,
Oh
Yeah.
good one.
J.K. Simmons. I could have seen as a little character actor,
Yeah, Academy
and then
Award winner, yeah.
I mean a little. I don't know if he's necessarily a character actor, but Brian Cox.
I would think so.
Yeah. Did he win
I
any
mean-
Oscars?
But he's got a shelf full, babe. And then my character actress that I left on the table was Aubrey Plaza. I
That's a
feel
good
like
one.
that could have been fun.
She's good. I had Margot Martindale as my character actress. She's fantastic in The Americans and Your Honor. I had a little sleeper. I had Catherine Hahn. I wanted to pick.
Oh, she's good.
She's very good. She's very funny. She was great as I guess, the villain in WandaVision. I thought she was. I thought she's very good. She's very funny.
She's fun. Yeah.
I wanted to pick her over Jean Smart, and I should have, but whatever. I had Catherine O'Hara. I wanted to get her in there. She's fantastic as well.
Good choices. Any
3 pages.
I'm impressed.
3 pages.
I love it.
Any more Ani Met? We kind of said a few for a composer, but any more there?
Who else did I have on my list? No, I talked about the guy. Yeah, I had Resner and Atticus Ross on mine. I think that might have been my number one pick if I didn't go there, but I was very happy. Johnny Greenwood fell to me.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah, I like Johnny Greenwood.
All right. So like I said before, let us know how we did, what you think. Give Robbie his flowers.
Please.
And yeah. How do you guys? I know Robbie feels very good. He said that numerous times. Benny, how do you feel about your team?
Tremendous.
Yeah,
I don't think that we put together a plan, we stuck to it, and we're very excited about the year to come.
Love it.
Yeah, I went in thinking, if you want to hear about but I went in thinking like I was gonna do okay, but I mean,
Tremendous.
this was just blown out of the water. I mean, this is like FDR New Deal type stuff. I mean, this is life-changing shit. So we're back.
Love it.
How do you feel, Ryan?
I feel good. I mean, I feel like it's not a movie that's gonna make a ton of money, but I think it's gonna be a lot of people's favorite movie. That's how I feel about it. It's a sleeper hit. But we'll
Feel
see.
good hit of the summer.
Yeah, well, it's not a blockbuster. It's not going to make $1 billion like Robbie's movie or Benny's movie, but
It
it'll make some cash, and it'll have a strong cult following.
they can't all be Avatar. You know, I mean, we might put a movie together that people are just like, this is just Oscar bait. And they're like, the real movie was this movie over here. And they're talking about yours.
No mention of James Cameron at all.
Oh, please fuck that guy.
I can hear it now. I can hear the headlines for Ryan's movie. Noted character actor Sam Rockwell portrays portrays Lucky Luciano as an Italian gangster.
Takes a pay cut. Um, all right. What else? Anything else that we should talk about?
We didn't even say
I mean-
Steven Spielberg as
I
director.
know. I just thought of that too. Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you know in Saving Private Ryan that Tom Sizemore had a clause in his contract that Steven Spielberg said that if he fucked up any time, relapsed or anything like that, they'd stop the movie and kick him out.
That's the first I'm hearing of it, and I
First
kind of
I'm
don't
hearing
believe it.
that.
You know who they're going to replace him with?
Who?
Character actor Sam Rockwell.
Wow.
He's gonna get jacked for the role.
Yeah.
I still got to go back and watch that video.
Yeah, you do. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Whatever. Well, thank
What a
you so
year.
much. What a year.
Yeah.
I
What a
mean,
year.
2023. Maybe the best year of our lives. I don't know.
I can't think of one that's better.
1982, before I was born.
Year I was born. It's a good year.
Fantastic.
So again, please let us know how we did. Rate our teams. Send us your own draft. And
Try
so-
not to use the people we picked.
Yeah,
You could
try
use the
not
Onie
to.
Menches, but we'd love to hear your picks.
Yeah, but do whatever you want. We're trying to get emails, not make it homework. But I agree. We love doing this. It was so much fun this year. We're happy that any of you are listening. Awesome. I don't know if you guys want to say anything additional to that.
I mean, I'll go because I want Robbie to close us out strong. He's always got the best words,
He really does.
as they say.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, like I said, absolute blast. I love that this is now a part of my, I guess, routine is to watch a movie every week. 52 movies in a year. I mean, that's I probably feel like by the end of next year, I will have watched more movies in a year than maybe my whole entire life between this year and last year. So I love that this is something I get to do. I love that I get to talk to it, with you two guys. I love the conversations that it starts with, people that interact with us on the Instagram, getting to talk to Kenny a little bit more and talk to something that he's super into. It's just fun, and I'm glad I'm doing it with you two guys.
How can I follow that? How can I follow all that?
Well, I know you will.
You can.
Please. No, I don't really have that much to say. Just really grateful that I get to do it with you two. I think this is fun. I look forward to it every week. Like Benny said, I don't think I watched 52 movies in my life. But I've watched a ton here, movies that I thought I'd never see, movies that I loved, movies that I hated, movies that I can joke around forever with you two now about. And I think that's something that I'll always cherish. yeah, I'm just grateful for this. I'm grateful that we started it. I'm happy we started it. No matter what, anybody says, we did it and we can continue to do it. And hopefully by next year we have 150,000, views per episode on our YouTube page and our downloads. So that'd be great. But yeah, I love the both of you, and I hope that 2024 is good to you and everybody else. And I hope that we continue rocking and rolling and making fun of Ryan's scores from here until eternity.
Couldn't have said it better. And I won't. So thank you, Robbie. Tell 2023 good night.
Good night, 2023. I hope you did 3 things this year. I hope you lived. I hope you laughed. And I hope you loved.
I've abandoned my boy.